strong. It's something I've learned over the years, and it's simply this: the quality of our life is with the quality of our relationships. And to me, that's what this industry, it's what our business, Clean Easy, it's what it offers us, the opportunity to build relationships and through them build fantastic futures, not just for ourselves, but for people around us, and leaving a legacy for those we love and cherish. And that's special. And to be able to do that gives me a real special feeling inside to know that I can make a difference. I can not only change my life, same process I can change other people's, and set my children's lives up for an empowering future. Guys, you have to flipping love it. And what I want to do with you this evening is just really share some information with you, some philosophies of mine. You know, there's nothing new in this, no new fundamentals, and I'm confident that moving forward from today, you can build and create the future you want to. In fact, you've got in your hands an opportunity where you can literally go out there and create absolutely anything you desire. I'm confident of that. And I know there's some virgins, conference virgins on the call, so some of you may or may not be aware of my story, so I'm going to give you a quick overview of what that's all about. But I really want to get down to some nitty-gritty about how you can change your life and make a difference in others too. I mean, what a commendable way to be rewarded financially for helping people change their life. To me, there is no other way in which I can enjoy you know, having a life myself, knowing I'm making a difference. And that's the opportunity we all take. So I'm likely to swing around a little bit and lean back because I'm in a bit of a wobbly chair, so forgive me if I'm zooming in and out. But do you know what, I've done my hair, didn't have a shave today, put a shirt on, especially for this evening. I know Doug didn't have the hair problem last month, but hey, I believe he was fantastic and expected, because you know, him and his partner are one sensational couple. So what do I really want to talk about? Well, my last 11 years have been an enjoyable journey, and it really started, as Andy said, back in April 2001. For those of you that aren't aware, my parents kind of coerced me into Clean Easy, and I really just agreement to shut them up, really, if I can be honest. I felt that, you know, if I just signed the agreement, they'd get off my back and leave me to my own devices. What I didn't expect was, once I'd signed the agreement, I didn't expect them to then get on my back about delivering and collecting the catalogues. So hey, it just went from one thing to another. But you know what, I'm so glad they did. The first time I went out and put my catalogues out, it was actually quite funny. I went out in the evening. I was walking down a road called Manor Road, where I lived and where I grew up, and it was dark for reasons that I thought it would be a good idea to go out in the dark. And I remember just walking down the road, and there was some friends walking up the other side, and I simply just flicked the shoulder bag off my shoulder behind a car and carried on walking as if nothing had happened, really. And it's bizarre, really, to really feel and look back and think embarrassed about an opportunity that could give me an extra income and really change my life. But you know, I didn't really see that back then. As I said, I joined the business to really get my parents off my back. But it's amazing how things can change. Went travelling and returned from travelling back in 2001, and literally had two choices. I could go back into employment, and I was offered a few jobs in my previous industry, and what I used to do was worked in advertising in an office. I was paid £14,000 per annum plus bonuses when they decided not to move the goalposts against me, and I'd been doing that industry for 5 years and was being paid £14,000 for 5 years experience. How cool is that? Or not so cool. So anyway, it was a no-brainer to me. I got started with Clean Easy, and literally I just had the energy and the excitement to really build this business. You know, fast forward, I'm going to details with you in a moment, but fast forward through to today and this year, it's just been an exceptional journey for me. And do you know what they often say, and we often hear, success is not just a destination, it's the journey. It's part of the journey that you need to enjoy. And do you know what? This journey with Clean Easy and the relationships I have built have just been life-changing. You know, people that have joined my business that I never met, that have become great friends and taught me many lessons in life. And I think that's the power of this business. Collectively, we have and create a really, really empowering environment. The last 11 years, guys, I have enjoyed some phenomenal success with Clean Easy. Do you know the crazy thing is, no, it's not the success I would have liked to achieve. And I think we're always guilty of that, really. You know, setting big goals, which I think is great. You know, Rob Foster, I remember him saying to me years ago, aim for the moon. If you missed, you're amongst the stars. So I've always believed in setting big, scary, exciting goals, things that get me out of bed on fire every morning. And I have some I may share with you later if I remember. But it was just about going out there and getting excited about the business. And we have had some success, you know, throughout. And I think, you know, it started with me qualifying for a trip to Rome back in 2001. And if I'm honest, I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just doing what I was shown. And a few things that if I can give you a few simple tips from the beginning. I was living with my parents and they were working hard. And I kind of believed that was what you were supposed to do. So I worked hard. When my eyes were open, I was working the business because my parents were working so hard, I wanted to duplicate their success. So I believe that's what you were supposed to do. So I just went out and I worked hard. I was given a plan, I was given a system. I was clever enough to be clever enough just to follow the system and alleviate from being innovative and trying to come up with my own ideas. And literally, you know, qualified for that trip to Rome in the same year in 2001, went gold, returned in April, was gold in the June, was a bronze executive in period 12, 2001, maintained bronze executive in period 13, period 1, and also qualified for a trip to Malaysia. Now that was amazing, and let me tell you why. I was very skeptical about Clean Easy. I could see my month. I believed it was possible for me to earn 2. But did I believe I actually would? I don't think I did. I think that's, you know, common. I think, you know, from very new people that come into the business, you know, from little acorns to big oak trees grow. But I think very new people come into the business and, you know, maybe we think, well, we just earn this. But I think it's the compound of our results that builds our confidence in what we actually can achieve. And over that 8 months, you know, just through going out there, learning my trade, making mistakes, having results, you know, having times when nothing was going right, you know, having that frustration where you feel you're banging your head against the brick wall. But I just kept on keeping on because that's what I was told to do. And I was, you know, I believed enough in my parents and Tony Muriel Judson to do that. And over the 8 months, what was special was qualified for Rome, qualified for Malaysia, which were 2 goals, and also had a £2,000, well actually £2,046 check. Now it excited me for 3 reasons. Quite simply was, I'd never earned that kind of money before. If you remember me saying, when I was in advertising and working in an office, after 5 years, they were paying me £14,500 a month. And they wanted blood and sweat in the hours that I gave to have that. I'd never experienced any incentives. And to come into Clean Easy and after just 8 months, be earning £2,000 a month. Now, bearing in mind, that's per period, so that's 26 grand a year. You know, I was 23 years old. I'd never earned that kind of money in my life, let alone experience 5-star trips free. So within 8 months, created a story, learnt the business a little, got out there, made mistakes, earned £2,000 a month and won £15,000 worth of holidays. Oh boy, did I believe in this business. I really believed in it. And the great thing is, all I then consistently done is just consistently system. I went out there, followed the system, I kept learning the business, I'm still learning today. You know, I think we've got a lot to learn from each other, and that's the collective power we have. We all bring so many skills and attributes to this business, and it's that philosophy Jim Rohn talks about. It takes all of us to make any one of us successful, and when we have a refined appreciation for the all of us, it will really allow our opportunities to soar. And I think we've got that in Clean Easy, and I think it's the right place, the right time, right now. You know, just fast forwarding, been on some amazing trips, not going to go into too much detail. I believe I've had around about £150,000 worth of free holidays. That's cool. And that started off in Rome. But isn't it magical how through building relationships, through learning the business, through working with people, through helping people, and through just following the system, over 11 years, you can take a business from, you know, very small. I'm going to give you another example in a minute. From a very small business of, you know, like about £2.5 grand in the first month through to, you know, last period we did £358,226 worth of sales. That is just absolutely phenomenal. But what's amazing It starts with I and it ends with us. That's the power, and that's what you need to understand wherever you are in your business, even however big your business is now, or however small it may be if you've just started. It starts with I and it ends with us. You know, in Hong Kong last year, we had just under 30 people qualify for that trip. In New York, we had just under 30 people qualify for that trip. Now, isn't that magical how a business can go from one person blazing a trail, being like a whirlwind of energy, excitement and expectation, can then over a period of time through the compound of results and the actions we take. You know, this is where we need to get something right as well. Set your goals, and I'll talk about that I think later, but set your goals, but it's the action goals that matter. You've got to have actions, you know, the activities it's going to take to achieve the goals you truly desire. And through the compound over years, which again I'm going to go through, you will achieve massive results. My life has changed phenomenally to me looking on the internet last night, just looking to buy another house. How cool is that? And I stumbled across this barn conversion, a dream I had 10, 11 years ago. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, I could go and buy that. That is just life changing, my friends. That is life changing. So do you know, it's an amazing business. As Andy said, you know, 16-ish, 15, 16 million turnover, an income this year that will top well over £100,000. You know, benefited from winning some cars with Clean Easy, but more importantly, I've had some people in the team win cars, and that's exciting. The likes of Helen, Stephen and Dennis, Linda and Tony, and most recently Doug and Sandra, you know, to share that success. It's about blazing the trail. Once you've blazed that trail, you can help and support other people do the same. And that's what I love about this business. It's that philosophy of doing £1,000 worth of business and teaching £1,000 worth of business. But one of the things it resulted in was last year, and I'm going to talk about the magic of 12. We'll come to that. You know what I'm like. For those of you who hear me speaking, I ramble. So I thank you for taking your time to listen to some of my ramblings this evening. But last year, it was in us achieving a record in Clean Easy, and that was winning 5 of the 6 trophies. And there's some amazing couples on here. You see Jen with the brown leather jacket on, and then of course you've got the amazing Doug and Sandra just blazing a trail. You know, a great asset to not just their team, the Imagine Group, the Vision Group, but the whole of the company, as is everyone on that slide there. And then, you know, we achieved the SED trophy, and that was just phenomenal. But it was an achievement of the previous year's actions. In fact, it was an achievement, and I remember going back to 2001, I had a Volkswagen Corrado. I remember physically lifting my legs into the car because I'd been leafleting most of the day. I'd done 1,800 flyers, and it had nearly killed me. I literally done 1,800 flyers, and I know that because that's how many houses were in this little village. And I completed the village, and I remember sitting in the car, and I remember literally lifting my legs into the car and wondering if I could push the clutch. That was how knackered I was. Do you know the crazy thing is, I had one response from the mates, and the response was actually a 3-foot rule I'd actually done on that route when I was walking round. But it's even them actions when the results are hidden, when nothing happens. I think we reap what we sow. Do you know what? Just for the little actions like that didn't actually bring instant results, over the years, the compound of all of them, it gives you, I think, like you deserve some success, you know, for your consistency, for your hard work, your grit, your determination. And that's the power that this business carries. But it's key. For all of you listening today, you need to understand this. Keep on keeping on. It's not the wind that blows on us, it's what we choose to do with that wind. You know, it's how we react, or more importantly, how we respond. So this was an amazing achievement. I'm showing you this because I would like to achieve this again within the Imagine Group. But you know, the crazy thing is, 4-minute mile. You know, we did this before. We won a trio of trophies. We did it 2 years on a trot. How coincidentally that then Jeff and Fiona Webb and their business then did exactly the same. And you can look at Doug and Sandra. These guys are in their team here. They've got a trio of trophies as well. How cool is that? So it's that 4-minute mile philosophy. Once something's been done, it can be done again. And that's why I know and believe that I can earn £60,000 a month from this Clean Easy business, because people have done it before. And I'm just an ordinary person just like you, with 2 arms, 2 legs, and I'm passionate about my future and my goals. and I know that's possible. Okay, so guys, you can achieve this too. So just going to show you some incomes now, and this is just to give you a little bit of an idea. It's not to boast, it's just to share with you, you know, the business. And some people say, hey, this isn't a consider. Oh, do you know what? You can't live on it, but it's pretty cool, right? Let me explain. This income I'm going to show you here, I don't know if you can read that clearly, but that's £7,910. Now that was for 4 weeks work. Now that's not just for that 4 weeks. That's actually for everything that's been given over the previous 11 years. Compound, our business gives you instant results, but results in the future. So right now, today, I don't get paid for what I'm doing today. Like many of you listening, we're getting paid for what we've given to the company in the past. The more you give, the more you will receive. This was, what period was this, Craig? I think this is period 9. This one's period 10. Look at that. My biggest income to date, £9,141, and of course the magical 26 pence. Importantly, let's look at the next one. It dropped to £8,000. Do you know what someone said? Someone could say, but it's not very consistent. Oh, living on an average of £8,000 a month. £8,000 a month. It must be tough. Do you know the crazy thing about this, guys, is that's actually in 12 weeks, that's £25,245. I haven't added my last month's check on there, which was 8,000, just under 8,005 period 12. You know, a record period with people earning record incomes. And I'm just going to share a quick story with you in a moment. But that means in the last 16 weeks, Clean Easy has paid me just shy of £34,000. Now, for those of you who've seen that 45-year presentation, you know, or the opportunity where we took the 45-year plan, where only the top 5% in the country ever earn 30 grand a year when they get into senior management, and most of them have given 15 to 20 years to that company, but they're always relying on somebody else for their face to fit to keep their nose clean. Whereas we control this income. You control this income, and you can have to if you're willing to give what's required to give. Here's a little tip. I'm not sure if this is one of your goals, but one of the things my mum said to me, if you want to be earning 10 grand a month, work now like you're earning 10 grand a month. I believe I'm worth a lot more. I believe I'm worth this 25k every week, because that's what I believe I try to give to my business each and every day. So give what you feel you need to give today to earn the income in the future. This is magical stuff, guys. This really is magical stuff. This was something, just to give you a little bit of a background. Group was formed. I'm a big Beatles fan, and have been for many years. It kind of stems from my mum. We won't go into too much detail with that, but yeah, I've just been a big fan. And in John Lennon's song Imagine, he talks about some people say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. When I started this business, guys, I was excited, passionate about running my own business. I don't believe I ever expected it to get as big as where it is, or where I believe it's going to be now, but I was passionate. And these are some of the guys that really shared a magical moment with me in New York, to go to Strawberry Fields and kind of have a photo around the kind of where it all started, where I got about imagining our own future, imagine the possibilities. You know, Walt Disney, you know, imagine Disneyland. And I think our imagination can be far more powerful than knowledge if you implement it and really act on what you desire. Okay, so this was a real magic moment of mine, and I just wanted to show you, because that means so very much. It with such some awesome people I class as friends, not just colleagues in my business. These guys are friends that have touched my life in a really positive way, and this was just absolutely magical. But you know, one of the things I want to talk about, and I want to talk about our business, and this is how I see it today. And I'm just going to bring these few up for you now. I'm just going to talk about these right now. When I joined this business, to me, it was unique and it was exciting. I'd never experienced anything like it before. I wasn't aware. I'd never been involved in network marketing. My parents had been doing Clean Easy for 4 years, and I never really paid much attention to it, so I never really understood the industry. I lived in it, but it was unique to me. You know, when I got involved and I started plugging into the system, it becomes something so very exciting. And the fact it was my baby, I just got passionate about that. And over the years, it has become a really special, life-changing business. And that's what our business offers us. But do you know what? Right here, right now, it's never been so great. For those of you that have been in the business for 11 or more years, you know exactly what I'm talking about. In fact, for those of you who've been in the business a short time, you should always, know exactly what I'm talking about. This business is absolutely rocking. Do you know, we've had a record period. I believe the company have had, and we will find this out, I mean, don't quote me on this, but I believe the company have had a record sales plan movement period 12. It's a record. Guys, does that tell you it's the right place, it's the right time? The vision of Clean Easy, the vision of their investment, what they're investing in, you know, the likes of, you know, Easy Spa, Easy Cook, Party Plan, as extra strings to the bow that we've already got, which is second to none. Our compensation plan is the best in the industry, and it's the best in Europe, and it delivers results. You know, this unique industry that we're involved in paints the dream, but how many deliver the goods? This one does. I've just shown you my checks. And just a quick example, quick story. We've got a couple in the business, two couples actually. Prime examples is from little acorns to big oak trees grow. We've got a couple in the business. They joined the business some 8 years ago. Richard Woods, Helen Lambert. They joined the business some 7-8 years ago when Helen was expecting their first child, and they joined the business for that extra 50 quid. In fact, Richard joined the business to prove to Helen that it wouldn't work, and that, you know, she could try it won't work, and then she can do something properly. Those of you who know Richard, he's about 6'4". Can you imagine him skipping down the street with a £2.99 order? That's what happened. He handed his notice in, and from then, 8 years down the line, their business last month turned over £155,000. A factory worker and administrator earning over £5,000 a month. How cool is that? We had new distributors last month, in their very first month. Peter Easer up in the northwest earn over 500 quid in their very first month. What I'm getting at is it's that journey from A to B, from now to where you want to be in the future. It's the compound that will deliver the results, just like it has for so many of you listening to me today. But it's the right place, it's the right time. That's the business we're involved in. And we all come from this background. Now, some of you may have read Robert Kiyosaki's Cash Flow Quadrant, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And this just really talks about, you know, the kind of the cash flow segments of where we develop our incomes from. And you've got people that are employed. You may still have a job, you may love your job, you may want to get out of it, I'm not sure, but we've all generally had a job at some point in our lives. Then we come into Clean Easy and we become self-employed, and we start delivering and collecting a catalogue. And I'm just going to talk very briefly about how I perceive our business in a moment, but we've become self-employed. We really, as it says here, we own our job. And I think that's very specific with regards to like a linear income. You know, you stop working, you stop getting paid, but it's self-employed, you choose the work you do. We then can take the mindset of an investor. A mindset of an investor, and actually invest in ourselves, invest in our tools, invest in our business, and build a big business. And we can have that golf course economics philosophy where we've got, you know, people and money working for us. What I mean by that golf course economics philosophy, it's what Dr. Tom Barrett talks about in Dare to Dream, Work to Win. He talks about, you know, the people that have got these golf course line properties, they've either got people working for them or money working for them. And that's what your business can offer. Not people working for you, but you can empower other people to change their lives and benefit from that also. And I believe we come through the employed, self-employed, then we really need to we choose, and this is where it's the choices, we need to choose to invest in our business if we want it to become a big business. And it's investing time and effort, but also money into growing ourselves and growing our business. You need to understand that. And it's about a choice. There's no such thing as we can't do anything. It's simply a choice not to do it. And the great thing is here, you can choose to take your business from where you are to wherever you want to be. But you know the fun is? The fun is truly, truly in the journey. It really is. And if you can get yourself into a position where, you know, you're enjoying yourself, you're laid back, and you can just have fun, guys. It's the biggest thing, and I know I've said it time and time again. My biggest tip to any one of you is to love what you do and have fun while you're doing it. because I tell you what, people will want to join your business. We've got a great guy in our business, Stephen Smith, consistently, the top sort of person in our group on sponsoring and helping supporting people. Year after year after year, he's just a consistent top performer. And it's no wonder that he's an SED business and a great leader. But you know what? He's had his best year this year on helping and supporting people to being successful in Clean Easy. And there's a reason for that. It's because he's got balance, because he feels good and he's enjoying what he does. He's got no pressure. He's just going out there and sharing an opportunity that he knows deep within can change people's lives. And you have that opportunity in your hands. Guys, please avoid stumbling on it, picking and dusting yourself off. Grab hold of it and do something with it. Now, this is our business to me. It gives us an instant income, without doubt. Show me another network marketing business that gives people an instant income and an instant return. We give the instant income. To me, we're a hybrid business. And then you've got the power of the results of the future. And I'm a firm believer that, I've already talked about it, it's that consistent, persistent effort over time will give you the results. It really, truly will. So I just want to talk about the retail. This is my philosophy on the retail. It's quite simple. You do the activity today, you get paid today. I've got brand new catalogs. I'm doing my first drop on the day Boxing Day. I'm really excited about it because my catalog customers are going to be getting their sale catalogs. And I just know, after Christmas and in the new year, my sales are going to be awesome because they are every year. In fact, my best sales of the year, ever since I've joined the business, have been between Christmas and New Year, that drop, and also my first in the new year as well. They've always given me the best results. But with our retail, it's a linear income. It's a self-employed job. We're our own boss, but it's a linear income. We do the activity today, we get paid today. Okay? If you stop that activity, if you stop that retail, it's quite simple. Stop getting paid. That's the nature of a linear income. It's like most people that have got that job where they're working for someone else, if they stop working, their boss isn't going to keep paying them. And that's what our retail business is. It's a self-employed linear income, obviously, no. So it's still got power. To me, that is still very, very cool. It's better than having a job. It might be a linear income, but we're self-employed. We've got that control. And that's what I still perceive Clean Easy to be. Back 11 years ago, when I was very new, that's what I still believed. But it was my own business. It was 10 times better than a job. And I've got a little philosophy. A bad day in Clean Easy is 10 times better than a good day working for someone else. So the retail business is very cool, albeit a linear income. Now, it's quite powerful to me. Now, everyone's different. I did big retail in the beginning to fund A, the money I needed, but B, to give me money to invest in growing my business, because you're never going to be able to grow your business to the heights of £350,000 turnover, whatever, unless you're going to invest in doing so. So for me, it was about retailing what was required for the income I needed, but having income over and above that to reinvest in the business, because otherwise, it's like Mike and Amanda Bibby talk about, the business needs to be self-financing, and that's really what we should be coaching our people to do. And that's our responsibility. The power is really in the coaching and the support infrastructure. But anyway, retailing, spend 6 to 12 months building £1,000 per week business. Okay, now some people don't want to do that, but to me, this is the power we offer people that may not have the vision of network marketing that I think all of you guys have. People can build that full time in 6 months. Now I've got some guys on the call tonight, and I know they've got a business that produces £1,000 a week retail. Some of them built it full time. It took them 6 months to build, like a real strong customer base, and some of them have built it part time. It's taken them 6 to 12 months. Either way, do you know what? Whether it takes 6 months or 12 months, it's still a cracking opportunity, and it's simply because once it's built, to look after it, it takes no more than 15 to 20 hours a week. Once you've built a strong customer base in Clean Easy, to produce £1,000 worth of business, it takes no more than 15 to 20 hours a week to service, should that be what you want to do. Then why am I sharing that with you? Incidentally, if it takes you any longer, you need to get some Red Bull, have a Mars bar, stick a rocket on your bum. I don't know. But really, stop smelling the flowers, get a wiggle on, have some urgency in your business. There's a key. Urgency. A key to success. I remember somebody said to me years ago, oh, you've got to be patient with the business. I don't believe that. Get impatient with yourself, patient with other people, but get impatient. Put that power, that passion into activity to drive your business forward today rather than tomorrow. But you know, rambling on, 15 to 20 hours a week, that would give somebody a 16.5 grand a year income. Now you tell me anybody out there today that would knock opportunity to earn 16.5 grand a year part-time with an income producing asset for the rest of their life. And that's just the retail side of our business. That is the magic. But here's a philosophy of mine, and I want you to write this down. I believe the greatest possession we have is the possession we have to share. What a possession to have. What a responsibility that lies on our shoulders to share this opportunity. If you think of that £16,500 per annum, do you know what they say, that the average income is about 17, 18 grand? I don't believe that, because actually I meet people all the time that are earning a lot less than that. So for someone to make 16.5 grand a year, if we can show them the way and give them the belief that it's possible, and we do that by some things I'm going to talk about in a minute. I'm hoping I've got time because I'm waffling. Some things I'm going to talk about in a minute. If we can really implement that, we can help people change their life, even if they only ever earn 16.5 grand a year. That's the power, because it's an income producing asset that makes a difference and takes them. So the power of sharing. This is quite simple. I'm going to bring these up and I'm just going to share with them really quickly. Let me go back on. Okay. One person a week. You guys, whatever industry, whatever group you're in, within Clean Easy, you have an opportunity where you've got a system where somebody in your success line, you're more than likely, or you know, somebody in that organization can show you exactly what to do to introduce and support a person a week. You've just got to choose to do it. But then it has to be consistent. You look at Stephen Smith, you look at Doug and Sandra Roper, you look at the likes of Rich and Helen, you look at Chrissy Sykes in my business, many other people, myself. Nothing magical, just this one person a week. That's it. One person a week. It's so simple to do, it's scary. But you know the magic, and the issue is, anyone can be consistent. Anyone can do that for a month or 2 months. The key is to be consistently consistent in doing so. I know, hand on my heart, if you introduced and supported just one person a week, regardless of what they did, regardless of what success they gave, whether they stayed in the business a month, 10 years, or whether they put their catalogues out or not, if you focused on introducing and supporting one person a week, and support comes really through developing relationships, guys. That's the key. Finding out what people really want, finding out what matters to them, why that matters to them. It's really important that you find out why people are joining this business, the real reason, and what that means to them. It enables you to build a relationship and start to care about their goals more than yours. And that's something that happens. You know, I know all my goals are going to happen away. I kind of forget about them and focus on other people's. But care about helping and supporting people, building that relationship, finding out about them, and making sure they have a specific plan. I'm not going to do a training on this, but here's a little philosophy for you. If I said to you right now, I'm in Peterborough, I'm in Peterborough, and I want to come to your house. I've got no satellite navigation, and I want to come to your house. You would need to give me specific directions so that I never got lost. Could you do that? And where would you start? You'd need to know where I am. I'm not going to go into too much detail. Well, I'm in Peterborough. Whereabouts in Peterborough? You'd also need to know how far I can get up by myself. If you lived in Leeds, can I get to Sheffield? So you can start to build a picture up and then give me specific directions to take me from A to B. That's how specific your coaching needs to be, from planning with people. Do you know, it's that philosophy of, you know, ensuring, you know, my brain's gone fried. It's that failing to plan is planning to fail attitude, you know. You've got to help and support people plan their business. One of the things we do throughout our group is simply this. We plan for people, okay? We plan with people, they plan for themselves. It's a stage to competence, showing them the ropes, guiding them through the way. I've still got people in my business, 2 to 3 years in my personal sales group, that email me their plan every month. because that philosophy of two heads is better than one, just to make sure that, hey Craig, can you spot anything on here, because that's important, that we leave nothing to chance. Anyway, if you can consistently do that, if you can do that for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 11 years, you can build an empire. And you know what, I believe for me, for each and every one of you, it's the beginning. A goal of mine is to be £1 million business in period 12 this time next year. But it's that power of sharing. It's simply in the numbers. Do you know what? I'm going to share this with you. This is a little philosophy. System, numbers, practice and consistency in our business equals excellence. If you follow your system, do you know what? All systems work. Show me every success line in Clean Easy. There is somebody moving forwards. There's somebody creating success. So every system's working. It's about following through on that system. The art is in the following through. It's about working the right numbers. It's about practicing. Like I talked about with me, I practiced, failed, made mistakes, hit brick walls, frustration, found a way over them, through them, round them. Okay? But it's that consistency to stick to your fight when you're hardest hit. It will give you the excellence in this business. I've got a long way to learn. I think I'm good at this business, but I will become excellent. And excellent to me is 25 grand a month. Because, hey, that is one hell of an income. But system, numbers, consistency will give you excellence in Clean Easy. Let's look at the excellence of incomes. Income for excellence in our business. This is what I believe. Now, what I want you to understand is this philosophy. Chris Akabusi talked about it. The past is the past. The past is for reference, not residence, okay? And that's what it is. Yes, we've learned things in the past. They've brought us to where we are today. But it's what we do today that counts. Focus on each day and plan for tomorrow. It's the best advice I can give you. Make sure you've got your plans. Make sure you have board meetings. Do you know, my daughter, how cool is this, right? I'm so proud and so emotional over it. My daughter came up to me 2 days ago and she literally plonked this bit of paper, it's not this one, she plonked this paper on my desk and she said, "Daddy, this is my to-do list and I'm really busy today. I've got lots of work to do." Do you know what, guys? It brought a tear to my eye. She's copying me, but I know if she's going to ingrain that philosophy into her life, do you know what? It was scribbles, but do you know what? I'm so proud of her because I know that one philosophy makes a difference. Never finish today until tomorrow's on paper. But forget about the past. Draw a line in the sand, whether you're bronze or not, or whatever level you're in the business, whether you've been in the business 1 week or 10 years. Your past is for reference, not residence. It's what you do moving forward. So I know when you make a decision, and a guy, Adam Humphrey, talked about this actually. We've just had a guy, Johnny, achieve greatness. He's gotten gold in 3 periods. Absolutely excellent. He said he would. And we had a guy, Adam, at the weekend talking about how it took him 2 years and 3 months to go gold because it took him 2 years to make the decision. Well, make a decision today what you're going to do tomorrow and move your business forward. And I know in year 2, you would have a bronze executive income through excellence, through what we talked about, system, practice, consistency in numbers. You'd have a bronze executive business with a £30,000 income and have a Mini Cooper or a Mini First on your drive. Year 3, you'd have a gold executive business with a £40,000 income and a future. I'm not sure what incentive, you don't get in a car or anything, so, but hey, you've got one hell of a future, yeah? And this is my business, okay? 8 months to bronze, 20 months to gold exec. The 3rd year, gold exec. Under 4 years, SED. I know it's possible, sorry, I've got year 2 there. But 3, it should say year 1 bronze exec, sorry. Year 3, SED and a £50,000 income and a £25,000 briefcase. Do you know what? I know you can choose a car or a briefcase, but how cool would it be to have a handcuff, a wrist obviously, and a briefcase with £25,000 in it? In fact, there's one of my... We've just done a lot of things on bucket lists. Has anyone written their bucket list, the 101 things they want to do before they die? Guys, you've got to do it. It's just really cool. Share it with your team. Read each other's. It's empowering. One of mine is to... I don't know if anyone remembers Brewster's Millions, but it's to have £1 million in a vault and to dive into it. How could that be? Anyway, a 25 grand briefcase is a start. But guys, this is the income for excellence in our business. System, practice, numbers, and consistency equals excellence. If you deliver the goods, and it's that philosophy, it's that man in the mirror, sorry. If you can look in the mirror, hand on your heart each day and think, I've done what I should do in order to be worth £50,000, £100,000, £200,000 income, then rock and roll. Because at the end of the day, it's only yourself and you're looking at you in the mirror that really counts. Guys, I'm waffling, need to move on really quickly. I'm really not sure what sort of time I've got left. But guys, get excited about your future and understand the philosophy of just helping and support people. You know, our business is rocking and the systems are there in place for you. If you can focus on your system and implement a support infrastructure that guarantees the success of others, you can achieve greatness. You really, really can. You know, when you love what you do and when you do what you love and love what you do, you'll have success your whole life through. How cool is that? I think I've skipped some slides. I have. I knew I pressed the wrong button there. Let me go back a little bit, guys. Do apologise. Get a little bit trigger happy in my young age. Okay. So. Okay. Right. Income. You've seen some of the slides, so you may or may not know what's coming, but hey, it's irrelevant. If it's that easy, why isn't everybody achieving the success they say they want to achieve? Because actually I believe that it's not about money. I believe that it's not about necessarily a 25k briefcase or a holiday to Miami or a Mini or a BMW. I personally believe it's about having a desire to become something, to achieve something, to leave a legacy, to create an environment, to have, to be, to feel. I think it's something far more personal than any incentive that a carrot can be dangled. Yes, certain incentives will really grab hold of your inner desire. You may have a lifelong dream. I believe Stuart said to me today, actually, 212 people are in qualification for Miami. That's a flipping record, guys. Right place, right time. But do you know what? Waffling again. If it's so easy, why isn't everyone doing it? Because I believe it's internal. It's something that matters to us all. You know, whether that's your children, whether that's a desire like mine was to drive and own a Porsche since I was 8 years old. It meant something so more than any other outside influence. Well, if you've not got or understand what your purpose in life is, or if you've not got that burning desire of something that makes you feel like a kid in a sweet shop, then you need to discover it. You need to find it. And there's so many things out there that can really enable you to do so. For those of you may have already downloaded Elastic Attitude, some of you may be aware of this. This is something I've done for charity. For those of you who downloaded, I'd like to thank you. We've raised £1,605, which is being delivered to Bernardo's, hopefully Friday, maybe on Monday. So that's just really, really cool. So thank you for that. On the track, there's a track talking about creating your own destiny. And it's about spending time on yourself. It's really important that you give a little bit of time to really discover what's true to you, what matters to you. This is something that will or won't help you. Do you know what? It's about finding, you know, what will help you. There's great things from Jim Rohn, you know, the 7 strategies to wealth and happiness. And one of the great books that I loved was Being the Best You Can Be in MLM. Do you know, if them 2 books and this don't help you find your inner desire, I'm really not sure what will. But get onto the Elastic Attitude website, or even re-listening to them tracks. I know they're powerful. You know, industry leaders around the world is recommending it. So guys, if you've not listened, just get onto it and enjoy it. Find out what really matters to you, because you need to know what that inner desire is. You need to know what comes from within, because if you want to come and if you want to have a big business, if you want to go through this cash flow quadrant, through this circle of success that you will go through, coming from employed to having a self-employed business, a linear self-employed, to take it to that residual dream that this business offers you, then you need to have the goals that are going to take you from self-employed through the investor to the business owner mentality. It's about mindset. It's about having the right mindset to respect yourself enough to employ yourself, but also to know your why, because it really matters. You know, one of the things I learned very early on from great leaders in the business was it's all about your why. All the how-to in the world is irrelevant if you do not have a big enough reason why. So I want to challenge you to work on your why right now. What better time of year to really spend some time on yourself. Don't waste this year. Don't waste them where you may have a little bit of family time to actually start to discover what it is you want to achieve in the future. Revisit your goals. You know, I talked about a bucket list. If you've not written a 101 list of things you want to do before you die, then do it, guys. There's some crazy things I've got in mind, like wing walking, and somebody in the team, Jenny, wants to stroke a polar bear. I think she should do that last, don't you? Make them one thing just so she gets to do the 100 things. But anyway, guys, what is it you want to achieve in your life? What do you want to feel, be, see, create? Because you've got an opportunity to do so, but it's 100% up to you. Guys, I talked about the magic of 12. I've not even got there. What I'm talking about really is the next 12 weeks. The next 12 weeks can really set your business alive. I believe period 13 can actually be massive for you if you focus to do so. In fact, throughout our group, we're planning on having as big a period 13 as we did in period 12. Why is that? Because it falls kindly, because it's a captive market. Now, I know we can go out there and enjoy the festive season, but if you plan properly, you can still create a massive income in period 13. And one thing to be aware of, and it's just a philosophy I've always lived by, most people go into the new year financially wrecked. They've spent more money at Christmas than they're supposed to, because let's be honest, we all get carried away at Christmas. For those of us that celebrate it, people spend more money than they was going to. They get into the new year, they have to wait to get paid because they were paid early, so most people have that longer period of time without any money, and they struggle anyway when they haven't got that. And then people spend the first 6 months of the year just paying for Christmas. Then they get ahead and they start it all over again. We've got an opportunity to knock people out of that negative cycle and get them onto a positive financial foot right at the beginning of what I believe going to be an Olympic year. And it can be an Olympic year for you. It really, really can. But period 13, to me, I believe that's what will make the difference. So plan your business. Plan how you're going to get round and do what you normally do, but have the quality time. Because let me tell you, you can do both. You can do both. It's a choice. Choose to, you can empower your team to. But then what's important is to follow through with that. Be on the phone and excite people. It's that contact, care and communication I've talked about for years now. And it's really important that you really focus on that. So period 13, make it magical, because it's your springboard into 2012. It's so fundamentally important you get the next 12 weeks. About a 90-day plan. Here's a philosophy for you. Get the goals in place for next year, and I'm going to ask you something in a moment, but get your goals in place for next year. Write that 101 list. Look at your business goals, where you want it to be. You should already have this in place. If you haven't, get together with your sponsor and get it in place. It's the most important thing to do. If you don't know where you're going, how are you going to get there? It's like what I was talking about earlier about getting me from here to where you live. You need to know A, where I am, and B, where I'm going. It's the same for you. You need to know where you're going. And if you don't know where you're going, do you think anyone's going to follow you? It's about leadership, guys. It's about leading the way and going the way. But in the next 12 weeks, I want you to do something for you, and for me if you wish. Set a plan of activity down. Do it like never before. Do it with passion. Do it with purpose, knowing that it's going to be the start of you creating your own destiny, designing your greatest ever year, having an Olympic year. It's 100% in your hands, guys. I said right at the beginning, where we are now, Clean Easy is a vehicle. I tell you what, it's no longer, it's a Ferrari 458 Italia now. It is the creme de la creme of businesses. You've got it, and you can go out and create anything you truly desire, but it starts in the next 12 weeks. Regardless of the results you get, you're going to get instant results, but just fill your pipeline. Create the momentum that this business offers, but momentum only comes after 12 weeks of consistency. The scary thing is, and the most frustrating thing is, for anybody that won't achieve their goals, it will be down to one simple thing. They're not consistently focused on building their business towards their goals. They're not reminding themselves of their goals, carrying them around them, reminders on their phone, whatever it may be. But create your business in the next 12 weeks. Have the biggest period 13, the biggest period 1, the biggest period 2 you've ever had, through choice and through implementation. Because you know what? This we have is about the choices we make and the actions we take. Simple. You can create and make 2012 your very own Olympic year. Have a mindset of a marathon runner, and get your team into that philosophy as well. The early bird catches the worm. Get off to an explosive start. Period 13 counts. It's that philosophy. I know, like this year, like the end of the year, we all kind of see the opportunity to build our business and grow. It's because the end is in sight. We can see that finish line. Well, start your Olympic year off fast and ferociously. Get excited. You know, understand that fortune favors the brave. You know, get excited about your business. Get real focused on what you want and do more than you've ever done in the next 12 weeks. Get ahead, set a pace, and then after that, settle down to a pace that you can maintain right the way through until the Christmas catalogue is launched in August 2012. And then up the pace and charge to every goal that you want in 2012. But you can take that philosophy of a marathon runner, but by getting out ferociously from the, settling down to a fast, maintainable pace, consistently and persistently, and when the finish line is in eyesight, you can literally up the ante. You get that extra energy to drive your business forward. Do that every period. Drive your business forward from start to finish every period of the year, and you can have a magic 12 weeks. You'll get your instant results. You'll see the compound success start to build. And let me tell you, this is a little philosophy. Write this on your pad. Big 12 weeks, you'll have your best year. Have your biggest 12 weeks and then maintain your focus and excitement. I believe in the 3 E's. Energy, excitement, and expectation. Love it. Do you know what? Get excited. Expect the best. Be energetic about your future. And ask yourself a question. If you could fast forward, I've shared my goal with you, to have £1 million turnover in period 12, 2012. Looking back, if I'm there, if you could fast forward your business to right here, this date, this time next year, into the webinar this time next year, or completing your period 12, if you could look back on your greatest, most magical, most successful, most fun-filled, most enjoyable, most you've built the most relationships with people, what would your 2012 look like? What would your period 12 need to be this time next year to be magical? Napoleon Hill, remember, said, think big and grow rich. Rob Foster said to me, aim for the moon. If you miss it, at least you're amongst the stars. Set big goals that excite you and scare you just to do a little bit more, because that's the power. A philosophy we have in the group, and I've always had, is very simple. When things are going great, do more. When things are going not so great, more, guys. Okay, so what will your period 12 look like? And remember this, every step, every choice, every action will compound for you to make your 12 months the most magical you possibly can. So make the right choices, take the right actions, and as I've already said, when you do what you love and you love what you do, you'll have success your whole life through. Clean Easy, I thank you for spending some time listening to me waffle and ramble. I love this business with a passion. I love the success it can create for each and every one of us willing to give what's required and give to other people. And I want to wish you the most fun-filled Christmas with your festive with your friends, loved ones and families. I want to inspire you to build your business around that, and wish you the most prosperous, happy and fun-filled, excitement-fueled 2012. Thank you very, very much for your time, and I wish you every success you're willing to work for. I'll see you soon.